Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the first full week, otherwise known as week 2 of CHAOSTOBER. CHAOSTOBER is a chaotic, fun time in the month of October, originated by my bestie Danielle over at Danielle Reads. A couple years ago, she was like, what if I read only nonfiction for a whole year? And we talked her down to a month, and thus CHAOSTOBER was born. So the basic idea of CHAOSTOBER is you pick a challenge for the month. The point is for it to be a little unhinged, and you read based on that challenge. For the second year in a row, my challenge is to only read books that count for my 12 TBRs of Christmas. That's a 12 video spectacular I do every winter. And on the docket for this CHAOSTOBER, there are 36 books I was really hoping to get to. Now, if you've watched my first vlog, you'll know that I'm only 3 books in, so time-wise, we are not on track, but we are making progress. It's bright and early Monday morning. I'm getting ready to head in for a meeting and working for the day and stuff, but hopefully we'll get some good reading done this week. I'm not in much of a reading mood, which is totally okay. I'm trying to go with like what I need right now. So like this morning I read for 5 minutes and then I was like, I don't want to be reading right now. So I watched some of The Bachelor season 28. So we're just trying to find a balance this week between reading to make progress and doing whatever it is that I need to do for me, because it's also a chaotic time in my graduate school journey. I'm working really hard on my dissertation proposal right now. I'm supposed to be proposing at the end of October, so things are a little crazy right now. Monday, I don't really want to get back to work, but that's just me shaking off the weekend. Once I get into it, we'll be totally fine. So let's go get some breakfast in me and get the day rolling. It's just past 4 p.m., like my 4 p.m. medicine alarm just went off. I'm running into a conundrum, which is that it's only the beginning of week 2 of CHAOSTOBER, and I'm like, what is there to even say in a vlog? I think it's really hard because my normal response would be, okay, if you don't know what to say in a vlog, then talk about the book that you're reading or the books that you're reading. But all these books are secret, so I don't know what to do. It's also just a really busy time at school. I'm working really hard on my dissertation proposal, and so like I don't have a ton of time or energy to film, especially during the day. Like during the day, I'm trying to work. But then at night, I'm just kind of either doing something, like tonight we're going to be watching Twilight with a throwback book club, or I'm reading. And it's not necessarily interesting to just be like, here I am reading for 3 hours straight, the end. One thing that I will admit here is that I'm really, really behind on entering my books that I've read into my spreadsheet. I have not entered a single one of my September books in the spreadsheet fully. You'll notice September is gone. And I read like 20 books in September, so it's not a small number. Like, that's a lot of work. So maybe I'll try to fit that catch up in at some point this week. I'm also really behind on filming reviews. So I just filmed 2 reviews, one for TBR Crime and one for a random other vlog. And right now I'm going to read for a bit. The plan tonight is read, dinner, watch Twilight. So we'll see how much reading I can actually get done. I'm going to start by reading my longest book that I'm in the middle of right now. I'm on page 234 out of 1006. Some progress needs to be made every day, and I did slack off this weekend on keeping up with that one because I was so focused on the book that I was finishing this weekend. I kind of put everything else to the side. So I want to make some progress on that first, and then I want to make progress on one of my 2 library books right now because I want to be working through those. I don't want to get myself stuck in Kindle jail. Those are the 2 things that I'll be working on until dinner. I think the plan for dinner tonight is to make tortellini, and by make tortellini, I mean put store-bought tortellini in boiling water and then in sauce. But that's a good lunch prep for me for the rest of the week, and I am going to need lunch all week long. So probably gonna have that for dinner, even though it's not really what I'm feeling, but like I need to make something that will be lunch prep. So I will be making that. Today I went and worked in the office with one of my classmates, had a good session, had a good meeting with my major professor. Everything's on track. I was working on my method section for my dissertation. So type. I also made a Qualtrics survey for a different research project because always doing a million different research projects, it feels like. I came back to my apartment and I went on a run. It was not a really long run today, which was nice. And then obviously I got showered and into my pajamas. That's another vlogging thing, is like after I run, I shower, my hair is wet, and I'm like, do I want wet hair on camera? But recently, I've not really been filming much in the morning because I'm like, go, time to get to work and work on my dissertation and get this proposal done. But then I run as soon as I'm done working for the day. So I think I just have to get over the fact that my hair is going to be wet and not look its best, and that is okay because I still want to film while there's light and while I have some energy. Those are just some of the conundrums that are floating through my brain. And I guess, what is a vlog if not just sharing what is in my brain and my life right now? So that's what's up. I'm also kind of avoiding starting to read, but I need to go and do that. Happy Tuesday. It's officially the afternoon because it's just past noon. It is therefore after noon. Crazy how time works. I haven't updated you yet today because I'm feeling a little funky, to be honest with you. Last night I had a really good night watching Twilight with my friends. It was a super silly, goofy time. I liked Edward better in the book. That's my verdict. I'm sticking to it, but regardless, it was a really fun movie. So that was my evening last night, and then this morning I woke up and it was already one of those weird mornings because I woke up like in the middle of REM sleep. Like I was actively dreaming when my alarm went off. So I was groggy and had a hard time like figuring out what was going on. And so I think I'm tired even though I got plenty of sleep last night. Like I got over 8 hours and I'm still feeling blah. But I was really gentle with myself this morning and I like got ready for the day, and then I was like, okay, instead of making myself walk half a mile onto campus and to the lab or to the office to get work done, I still think it's beneficial for my mental health right now to be getting out of my apartment when I want to get work done in the morning. So I went upstairs to the common area in the building and grabbed a study room and wrote my dissertation for like 2 hours. So that's good. It's hard because like I did make good progress, but also I was working on the discussion for the proposal. Writing discussions is really hard, and I feel like I had to use so much brain, and so I didn't write as much as maybe I would have liked to because every word required so much brain. But that's how it is. I think I'm kind of like calling it for work for the day. There are of course things I could do, but I showed up for myself to work for 2 hours on my dissertation, and I think that's all that I have to give right now. So I came back to my apartment, I made myself lunch, I just had a burrito, and watched a couple YouTube videos while I ate, and now I'm kind of doing things that I think will help make me feel better. I'm importing all of my footage from last week's vlog to see how much I have to work with, because what I don't want to do is wake up Saturday morning and realize I have a really long video to edit. My videos the past 2 weeks have been very short, so editing has not taken that long. So I want to make sure I'm good to my future self. So I checked. I'm glad I did because I have like 44 minutes of raw footage, which for a weekly vlog for me is a lot. I will say I feel like I kind of killed it vlogging last week, which is putting me in an even funkier mood because I feel like my vlogging this week is not the same. But that's okay. This is my energy this week. So I'm showing up just how I am. So I'm importing that now, and I don't think I'm going to start editing, but at least I'll know what's there so that later this week I can get started with that. I think I might read for a bit. Later this afternoon, I have group therapy. So what I might actually do is get myself ready, like pack my backpack and stuff, and walk over onto campus so that I'm like closer to where group therapy is. And then I can read on my Kindle while I wait for group therapy. Then I can have group therapy. And then my thought is that therapy is like really close to the gym on campus. The gym on campus has a floating track. Now I normally run on a treadmill, but I really want to get better at running on regular ground. And I feel like an indoor track is such a good compromise. The problem is it's like a mile away from my apartment, so I never want to walk there, run, and then walk all the way back. But since I'll already be over there, I might do a run over there today. My training plan, in quotation marks, it's a training plan on the Nike Run Club app, but I'm not training for anything. But my training plan says that today is supposed to be a long run day. It will not be a long run day. There's no way I'm showing up there and running 4 miles. Like, I could do it, but I don't want to do that to myself because I don't think that's going to help my mood or feeling right now. And also, I made that mistake last week where I ran 4 miles on Tuesday afternoon, and then I still had to go to choir, which is like a mile walk away, and then walk back from choir. And so I was just really spent. last Tuesday because of that, so I'm not going to make that same mistake. We're going to go for a chill run on the indoor track is the plan, and then come back here, have dinner, get ready, go to choir. Hopefully I'll remember to show you some things along the way, but thanks for bearing with the me that I am this week, because she's out here trying, but the vibes are a little off. I did get to halfway through one of my books, so progress is being made. Just maybe not as much as I would like, reading-wise. That's life. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Yesterday was kind of crazy, so I did not update you, but I did manage to make some reading progress. I ended up finishing a book. Hooray. So that's the third book that I've actually finished this month, and the fourth book that I completed from my CHAOSTOBER list, because I did finish one before October started. So there are only 32 left on that list. It's the 8th. Yeah, it is what it is. But I'm at least glad that I finished another book. One more down. Can't complain about that, really. Yesterday, I was mainly far away because I teach elsewhere on Wednesdays this semester, so I was there. Hence why I got to read, because I was on the bus for a while. And then I came back here. I did my long run for the week, ran 4 miles. It was long, but I felt better than my last long run, so that's good. Probably because the AC was actually working in the gym this time. And then I watched Dancing with the Stars Disney night, as you saw. I really enjoyed that. And I'm so excited for next week, because next week is dedication night and I've been waiting. And then I had a call with a friend, and then I went to bed. And here I am, Thursday morning, still feeling the weird blah that I've been feeling all week. Like, I have just not been filled with the verve that I often have in the morning. So lacking some verve, but that's okay. We're continuing regardless. I have a little less than 3 hours of one book left. So depending on how much I read today, I could theoretically finish that, but I'll probably at least finish it tomorrow. And then we'll make progress in some other things. I need to turn back to my long book, because I really haven't had times where I'm able to read my physical book in the past couple days, so I am falling behind on that. I think that's going to be a big focus this weekend. Today, I've got some meetings, got some writing sessions, hoping to make some progress on my dissertation. I technically finished writing the discussion for my proposal yesterday. It is not good, but it is there, and so that's ready to be sent to my major professor, the methods and discussion section. And so I think today I'm going to force myself to turn back to edits from the literature review. Do I have the brain for that? We're going to have to make it happen regardless. So that's the plan. I'm just really out here struggling. I don't know what's going on, but I've got on a fun shirt, so hopefully that will help with my energy. And I guess we'll see what the day brings. Happy Friday. Oh, the vibes are weird this week. That's okay. We're continuing. Totally forget when I updated you last. I know for a fact it was not in the late afternoon/evening yesterday, because I decided I did not want to be perceived. So I was not. Although I did make a really good dinner. It was so delicious. I had to take a little video clip of it. So I don't know if I included that already in B-roll or what. But yeah. It's Friday afternoon. I have a meeting in a couple of minutes, but after that, my work will pretty much be done for the week. I just need to wait for like one thing from one of my research assistants, but that's pretty much it. It's been a really weird week. Like yesterday, I went to Brown Bag and then a writing session with some of my classmates. And I left that and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I didn't do any more work after that yesterday. So basically, all afternoon, I took off. I watched a silly little movie. I went to the Dollar Tree, made myself a good dinner, barely even read, like just did exactly what I wanted to do, and then went to bed early and let myself sleep in a bit this morning. So I think I'm feeling a bit better, but now it's been gloomy outside all day. So that's not particularly helpful. But yeah, it's just been a hard week where I think the stress of everything, especially the dissertation, is just starting to accumulate without actually being taken care of. And so now we're at a point where it's just like, trying to be gentle with myself. And this weekend, I'm really, really, really going to focus on like deep intentional rest because I really have some work to do next week. So need to be ready for that. Today so far, I've done a little bit of work. I had a great call with a friend. I've edited a couple minutes of what is supposed to be Sunday's video, although the world will not end if it is not actually uploaded on Sunday. I have this one meeting about teaching over the summer, and then who knows what I'm going to do. I would like to read, but I don't know that I'm in the mood to read. So we will have to see about that. And I guess this is one of the pitfalls of weekly vlogging is some weeks you get this. So if you're here watching right now, drop me a green heart down below so that I can know that I'm not in this alone, and yeah, just trucking through. I appreciate you for being here, even on my not so happy, not so energetic days. Yeah, so that book that I thought I would finish by the end of today definitely might not be finished, but that's okay. I still made some progress on it yesterday when I did read, so that's good. Progress is what matters, not the end goal. So we're focusing on progress as we get it. Happy Saturday! I just took a jaunt to Aldi, so I'm going to share a quick grocery haul with you. I spent like $35, so keep that in mind. This also isn't the only grocery trip I went on this week. I went to Publix a couple days ago and got things of very little nutritional value for way too much money when I wasn't feeling like filming, so hence why you didn't see it. So just keep that in mind. If this seems like a healthy haul, no, this was not the only one. To start off, for my breakfast fruit for the next few days, I have raspberries and blackberries. These blackberries actually gave me a fight because I had a good batch picked and I went to scan it and it wouldn't scan because the barcode at the bottom was like covered by this other sticker and I couldn't get it off. And even the person who tried to help me couldn't, so I had to go pick out new ones. So thanks for nothing to my original blackberries. Then one of the things that I actually needed there were these hydration with electrolyte packets. These passion fruit ones are good in my opinion, so got those because I'm running low. Another necessity, these pretzel and cheese packets. I throw these in my lunchbox all the time. They are the perfect snack. I got a bag of garden salad, which I don't usually do, but it looked good. And I think when a certain type of vegetable looks good, that's telling you something that your body needs. So I got it. I got another bottle of olive oil because I'm running low on the bottle that I have. I got their spicy guacamole because it's the best. I got a bag of Brussels sprouts. They literally didn't have any at Publix when I went. Otherwise, that would have been my like one healthy thing there. But they didn't have bags. So got Brussels sprouts at Aldi instead. I got potatoes. This mix looked better than just the yellow ones did this week, so got those. Got a bag of nectarines. They looked good. I don't know. And I needed more fruit because these 2 things of berries are not going to last me the whole week. And then I got 4 cans of black beans because that's how many I opened this week. So I'm replacing them. That's my Aldi haul. I'm going to put this stuff away, probably take a shower, and we'll see where the day takes us or how good at vlogging I'll be. I am starting to feel like a bit better, so I'm hopeful. I would like to get tomorrow's video edited but also the world will not end if I don't. I would like to get some serious reading done, but also the world won't end if I don't. So I'm just gonna follow what I need today and see where that takes me. Good morning, happy Sunday. I'm just sitting here working on uploading today's video. I just made the thumbnail, which is always a whole thing, usually a whole thing on Sunday mornings. Pretty normal Sunday morning over here. It's like just past 9 a.m. I spent the first part of the morning in bed watching an old season of The Bachelor. Yesterday was a fairly good reading day. I got at least 3 hours of reading done, made pretty good progress in my larger book, and then finished another book that I'd been working on since September. So that felt really good. I'm now down to 31 books on this TBR. It is, of course, the 12th, but it's less books than we started with, which is the whole point. I just want less books than I started with. Today, the plan's pretty simple. I'm gonna get my video ready, have some brekkie. I would like to go on a run at some point. It's supposed to be a speed run today. Those are usually pretty fun. I'm supposed to have some family calls today, might have a call with a friend. Other than that, just trying to prepare myself for the week ahead. I need to lay out meds, fold my laundry. I did my laundry last night though. Like, it's clean, it just needs to be folded. And hopefully get some reading done too. That would be good. If I could get to the halfway point in my big book today, that would rock. I'm like a little less than 100 pages away from that, which is totally doable. I'm going to try very hard to position this in frame so that you can't see the book itself, but you can see my progress. So this is where I'm at, just a little less than halfway done. She's a thickie. So we're just making progress on that when we can. My currently reading's still fairly big for my start a book a day September. It's at 5 now, but for some reason I'm feeling the pull to start more books, maybe because I'm starting to panic about how much time is left before my TBR crime episode is supposed to go out and the fact that I still have books to read for that. So we'll just have to see where the day takes us. Feeling pretty good this Sunday morning. Starting to feel more like myself. I hope that is true when I wake up tomorrow. It's just past noon and the day is progressing quite nicely, I would say. Went on my run. That felt good. Cooked a new lunch. That's what I'm most excited about today. I don't want to just make the same like 2 things over and over and over again. And so I was searching for new ideas and Pinterest was failing me. So many recipes that like seem good but require a lot of ingredients that I don't have. All of those things. And so I was like, I'm just going to ask ChatGPT, like, here are the things I regularly keep in my apartment. What are some new things I can be making with those ingredients? And some of the options were like either things that I already really make or just didn't appeal to me. But one did. And it's using that jar of tahini that I got the other day. I don't know if I told you about the tahini, that I've been looking for it for a while, and I finally found tahini at the grocery store. And now I can officially say it's life-changing because ChatGPT was like, put tahini in your pasta sauce and then also throw some black beans in there. And so I had pasta with like this creamier, nutty based sauce and then black beans for extra protein. And it was so good and just slightly different from anything that I normally make. So I was really, really happy about that. And that let me meal prep for part of the week because I made 4 servings and I only ate 1 serving now. So that's 3 of my lunches and or dinners for the week figured out, which is super great because I needed to make something that would be good for meal prep. Otherwise, I would have just made something from my freezer that sounded good, but I'm trying to do things today to set me for week 3 of CHAOSTOBER up for success and just me for next week in general up for success. And one of those things includes having good food to eat ready for me. So made that. Super happy how it turned out, except that tragedy of all tragedies, I was pouring nutritional yeast into the sauce. If you're unfamiliar, nutritional yeast is this powder. It doesn't actually taste like cheese in my opinion, but it does elevate things, and people in the like vegan vegetarian community use it in like cheesy dishes. So I was pouring some nooch in, and the bag slipped and dumped like half the bag in a combination into the pasta and also onto the counter. And I had to rapidly scoop a ton out of the pasta to save the pasta sauce that I had worked so hard on. Otherwise, it absolutely would have been ruined. I mean, nooch is good, but like not good enough where half a bag should go in a couple cups of sauce, you know? And then lost some all over the counter too. So I basically lost half a bag of nooch, which was an absolute tragedy, so I had to order more on Amazon. I think I'm going to spend the next little while reading. I'm going to start with my long book and see what progress I can make there, and then I'll kind of go based off of vibes. I don't really know like what I want to read right now, so I'm just going to start with that to make some progress, and then we'll see where the mood takes me, I guess, for the rest of the afternoon. I do have some family calls this afternoon, but we'll get to those when we get to them, and then we'll see what I'm doing afterwards. But for right now, I'm gonna get reading. It's Sunday evening, and I'm gonna give you my last report for the vlog. I got some pretty good reading done this afternoon. I got to halfway of that huge book, so I'm super excited about that. Over 500 pages in. It would be really cool if I could finish that in next week's vlog, but I guess we'll all have to see. And then I made progress in a thriller that I'm reading. As a recap, this week, aside from being a vlog where I just said a lot that I had low energy and wasn't feeling my best, I also finished 2 books for 12 TBRs, which is maybe not the craziest reading week I've ever had, but it is progress, and so I will absolutely take it and pat myself on the back. Yay me! If you stayed watching the vlog this long, you were an absolute real one, because I know it's kind of a rough week, so I would love if you could leave an emoji that best describes what your week has been like down in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more bookish and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!